On the morning of September 11th, 2001, the most powerful country on Earth was not at war. There were no sirens, no warnings, no evacuation plans, just an ordinary Tuesday, until the system stopped working. At the start of the 21st century, the United States believed its skies were secure. Commercial aviation was built on trust. Open cockpits, minimal screening, passengers, not threats. The system assumed one thing: planes were not weapons. At 8:46 a.m., that assumption collapsed. A commercial aircraft struck the North Tower of the World Trade Center. At first, many believed it was an accident. Inside government offices, inside newsrooms, inside the city itself, confusion spread faster than information. 17 minutes later, a second plane hit the South Tower. At that moment, the uncertainty ended. This was coordinated, and it wasn't over. Air traffic controllers across the country were suddenly facing something no one had trained for. Hundreds of planes in the air. No instructions. No precedent. The sky went silent. It was the first total shutdown of American airspace in history. At 9:59 a.m., the South Tower fell. At 10:28, the North Tower followed. The buildings were designed to survive impact. They were not designed to burn for hours. What collapsed wasn't just steel, it was certainty. Inside the towers, stairwells became lifelines. Above the impact zones, escape was impossible. First responders entered buildings they knew might not stand. Many never returned. For the first time in generations, Americans watched their skyline disappear.
Smoke, broken glass rained from the floors above, people still stuck in offices above, breaking windows.
By the end of the day, nearly 3,000 people were dead. Financial markets were closed. Air travel stopped. Entire districts were sealed. The attack lasted hours. The consequences would last decades. Nothing returned to normal. Cockpit doors were reinforced. Surveillance expanded. Intelligence agencies were restructured. A new reality took shape. The threat was no longer external. It could exist inside the system itself. What happened in New York didn't remain in New York. Wars followed. Borders hardened. Fear became infrastructure. The world reorganized itself around preventing another September 11th, often without agreeing on how. September 11th wasn't just an attack on buildings. It was an exposure of assumptions, of blind spots, of how fragile even the most powerful systems can be. The day didn't just change history. It changed how the world works. Every time we enter an airport, look at a skyline, or trust that tomorrow will be ordinary. If you want more stories like this, stories hidden beneath headlines, subscribe now. Because what you're about to hear next is the security failure that opened the doors to January 6 Capitol attacks.